Hello and welcome to this week's little motivational video. There's a couple of things that I'd like to talk about today. The first one is in relation to last week's video. So last week's video was how to have an easy life, and it was all from the idea that my friend shared with me that she was just going to focus on having a nice time. And the huge impact that had on the way I thought about stuff. And so I just decided to have a nice time. And sharing that video seems to have had an impact on quite a few people. I've had a few messages, and this one I think was absolutely worth sharing with you. Now, anyone who is signed up to my Superhumans page on Facebook, which all you have to do, go to Superhumans on Facebook and press the like button, and you'll get the stuff from my Superhumans Facebook page. And this lovely lady, Margaret, who lives up in Scotland, sent this message in relation to the video from last week. So I'm going to share this with you. Now, I'm going to need my reading glasses, so I'm going to put these on and read this to you. And Margaret said, "Well, Rob, I went out today and I had a nice time. I went to the Arbourne Highland Games. Arbourne is a lovely little town in Royal Deeside, not far from the Queen's holiday home, Balmoral. Had a nice drive from Aberdeen. Hunter, who is the name of her dog, came with me, and we met so many nice people and dogs. People just came and spoke to me because I had a whippet. One lady came running over and said, 'Hello, lovely whippet person.' We chatted for ages. I met acquaintances who didn't know my husband had passed away. They gave me hugs and chatted, and here was me thinking it would be hard, as went there last year with my husband. But I listened to your video yesterday, and I made up my mind I was going to have a nice time. And surprise, surprise, I did." So that was from Margaret, and it just shows the power of mindset. So Margaret had understandable concerns, and she has had a challenging time. Lost her husband, and then pretty soon after also lost her dog, and understandably one can feel incredibly isolated when we experience loss like that, and yet Margaret is a winner, because Margaret decides what her mindset will be, and regardless of things that have happened, she takes control and acts on stuff and does stuff. And this is sort of where I'm going with this week's post, and this is about not being a victim. Now, I've been to Specsavers today. Obviously there are other opticians available, and I picked up my new glasses. These are my new glasses. I can now see so much better. They're just for reading, but suddenly reading has become a lot easier. So I was sat in Specsavers waiting to pick up my new glasses, and there was a gentleman sat across the aisle from me, and one of the assistants there was dealing with another customer, and she turned to him and she said, "Would you like to turn yourself around? She said you might be more comfortable," because he was turned facing the aisle with legs out. To which he replied, "No, my leg hurts, and actually I've been sat here for 15 minutes and nobody knows I'm here." I really have to bite my lip sometimes, because I just wanted to turn around and say, "Oh, stop being a victim." Now, clearly, he was in distress of some sort. After eavesdropping on his conversation later, he had a severe hearing problem and his hearing aids had packed up. So he was feeling, I know I have a hearing issue. I have partial deafness in my left ear, and it can leave you incredibly isolated when you can't hear properly. And his venom, spite, came from a place of hurt and upset and anger and fear, and I understand all that. However, it was completely within his power to get someone's attention, to ask someone when it would that he would be seen, and he was dealt with relatively quickly after that. It was explained to him that it's a first come first served basis and that people were there before him. So potentially two people at fault here. There's the man who hadn't made himself known and had decided to adopt the victim role, and then there was the people who work at Specsavers who possibly could have made that clearer, and maybe just reassured him after maybe 5 minutes that he was going to be seen. So yeah, we all have responsibility. Look, in anything that goes wrong, we all have shared responsibility. It doesn't matter what it is, but we all contribute to what goes on. That's why you can't ever really blame someone else for something. Blame is such a victim role to take. If you are blaming, you are a victim. So, I'm getting quite firm on this one, because this is a bugbear for me. Look, stuff happens. How many videos have I said this? Stuff happens. And it's how you deal with stuff that defines how it affects you. I have had the utter privilege this past week to have been in the company of some of the most inspiring individuals who have experienced the most challenging, difficult upbringing. And yet these people are amazing. These people are the most, I said it, inspiring individuals that I have the honour and pleasure of knowing. And they will not be defined by their challenges, their difficulties, their past. They are defined by how they have dealt with it, how they are living life now because perhaps of it. And one thing they are not is victims. If you adopt a victim mentality, you are a loser. And there are two things in life, winners and losers. Winners do something about their situation. They stop blaming, they forgive, and they take responsibility. And actually, this guy in Specsavers, although it was explained to him later, the guy who dealt with him was brilliant, and he was firm and fair, but actually also dealt with the issues. And the gentleman who was a victim mellowed as it went on, and it all ended in pleasantry. And I know situations, particularly if they are difficult or challenging, they bring out our natural instincts to defend, and say often anger comes from a place of hurt and fear. In fact, pretty much always. So you can be compassionate, you can be understanding. However, there also is, you have to take responsibility for your situation, and do what you can to change it. And yes, it's easier said than done. But through my work, I get to hear the most horrific things from the most inspiring people. So take a leaf out of their book. First of all, get your eyes checked. It's very important as we get older to get our eyes checked. And stop being a victim. Focus on having a nice time. So listen, if there are any more out there of you who decided to take the focus on life of having a nice time, then please share your story with me. Contact me through my Facebook page, or you can contact me on Twitter @thelovelyrob. I love to hear your stories. And also you can contact me through my website, which is www.super-humans.com. Please do get in touch. Tell me how changing this mindset to having a nice time made your life better. And I may well share it on the next video. Okay, so that's it for this week. So have yourself a super week, and I will catch up with you very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope you get something out of them. Please remember to subscribe and tell your friends, tell your family, share, and I will catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye.